Hello, chess aficionados! Welcome to another enriching episode of our chess opening series. Today we are going to explore the fully accepted variation of the Benko Gambit. The Benko Gambit is a fascinating opening that gives the game a decidedly sharp and tactical character, right from the beginning. The fully accepted variation takes us on a journey where white accepts the gambit and black goes all in, offering material for dynamic play. Let's dive right into the intricate strategies of this variation, one move at a time. 1. d4. Knight f6. White opens by pushing the pawn to d4, aiming to take control of the center. Black responds by developing the knight to f6, preparing for potential counterattacks. 2. c4, c5. White pushes the c-pawn, reinforcing control of the center. Black responds by advancing the c-pawn, challenging white's strong central pawn. 3. d5, b5. White pushes the pawn to d5, fortifying the center and squeezing black's position. Black counters with pawn to b5, initiating the Benko Gambit. 4. b5, a6. White accepts the gambit by capturing the b5 pawn. Black responds with pawn to a6, continuing the gambit and preparing to open the a file. 5. a6, bishop a6. White continues to accept the gambit by taking the a6 pawn. Black develops the bishop to a6, putting pressure on white's e2 pawn. 6. Knight c3, d6. White develops the knight to c3, reinforcing control over important central squares. Black advances the pawn to d6, solidifying the center and preparing for further development. 7. e4, bishop f1. White pushes the pawn to e4, taking further control of the center. Black captures the bishop on f1, aiming to disrupt white's kingside castle. 8. King f1, g6. White recaptures with the king, accepting the slightly exposed position. Black advances the pawn to g6, preparing to fianchetto the bishop and castle kingside. 9. g3, bishop g7. White advances the pawn to g3, securing a safe spot for the king on g2 and opening the diagonal for the bishop. Black develops the bishop to g7, placing it on the long diagonal and preparing to castle kingside. 10. King g2, castle. White moves the king to g2, improving the safety of the king and clearing the way for the rook to enter the game. Black castles kingside, a common decision when playing the Benko Gambit. This move brings the rook closer to the open a-file and secures the king. 11. Knight f3. Lastly, white develops the knight to f3, aiming for control over the center and preparing for a potential kingside offensive. At this point in the fully accepted variation of the Benko Gambit, both players have fully developed their pieces and have solid structures. However, black has sacrificed a pawn for greater piece activity and semi-open files on the queen side. From here, the game can move in various interesting directions, with both sides having opportunities for rich and dynamic play. Did you know that the Benko Gambit is named after the Hungarian-American grandmaster Pal Benko? He popularized this opening in the mid-20th century. Despite often being a pawn down, black gets dynamic counterplay and active piece placement in return, particularly down the open A and B files. That's why it's a favorite among players who enjoy sharp tactical games. And there we have it, a walk through the fully accepted variation of the Benko Gambit. This is a dynamic and exciting opening, full of tactical possibilities and strategic depth. It offers a unique way for black to challenge white's early attempts to control the center. Remember, understanding the ideas behind the moves in an opening is more important than just memorizing them. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fully accepted variation of the Benko Gambit, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more chess opening analyses. Leave us a comment if there's a particular opening you'd like us to cover next. Until then, keep playing and keep improving your chess.